recruiting talent. We all know effective talent acquisition starts with a sound talent strategy, a conscious decision regarding what methods and approaches to use to identify, source, and secure the best talent in the market. A sound talent strategy starts with the organization's strategy and a thorough understanding of the organization's competitive position. In this lesson, we will discuss regarding talent strategy choices, talent channels, tool pool segmentation, evaluating talent acquisition techniques, and challenges in acquisition process. After going through this presentation, you should be able to explain buy, build, borrow, and blind strategy, discuss talent channels and talent pool segment, describe the evaluating talent acquisition techniques, describe the latest trend in talent acquisition. A buy strategy is one in which an organization decides that the needed talent exists outside the organization and must be acquired to realize the business strategy. It can also apply to instances when the internal talent to the organization is already fully utilized, and there is a significant cost in moving that talent to a new business unit or function. Top talent in the market can be identified and screened quickly because recruiters contact only those who are clearly qualified for the role and choose the best among them. In a build strategy, the organization commits to training and developing internal talent to meet the needs of the business strategy. Investing in internal resources ensures that the existing culture continues to thrive and the ways of working are understood, especially with leadership candidates. The capabilities of internal candidates are typically well known. Promoting from within allows the organization and the employee to try out the role and the talent, often without the negative consequence suffered by an external hire. Committing to promotions from within the organization means providing consistent opportunities to develop. In some instances, a build strategy will create a sense among employees that they are entitled to promotions even if they are not the most qualified candidates. A borrow strategy is one in which an organization determines that the talent gaps must be filled quickly, but the duration of the need may be short-term or unknown. In these cases, the organization must access capable talent for a defined time frame without a commitment to long-term or permanent employment. There is greater flexibility for employees when it comes to working schedules and work locations. For instance, contingent workers may want and need to work only part-time or be willing to live in new locations for specific durations of time. If competitors in your sector also adopt a borrow strategy, then available flexible employees may become scarce quickly. If the skills you're seeking for are in short supply, then competitors may beat you to the talent or drive up the cost of talent. A bind strategy is one in which an organization seeks to keep talent with the organization by rewarding them for remaining with them for a defined period of time. The organization may need to accelerate the transfer of knowledge from experienced employees to newer, less experienced employees. Retention bonuses and other incentives can be expensive in the short term for companies that are trying to control costs. The decision to bind people to the organization should be accompanied by a clear plan for building new talent and honoring the retention agreements. Talent channels are more prolific than ever before. The range includes familiar methods like media, print or radio, agencies and professional groups, and newer methods such as job boards and virtual social networks. Print media are effective in the buy, build, and borrow acquisition strategies. Employee referral programs have a long history in organizations and take many forms, from simple to sophisticated. At one end is the simplicity of just asking incumbents to refer friends and family in return for modest cash awards. Job boards like Monster and Career Builder remain popular because of their ease of access geographic diversity, flexibility, and comprehensiveness. They remain the easiest channel to exploit. However, this ease does not appeal to all populations and is, of course, dependent on computer ownership or access to a computer and the internet, which not all job seekers have and not all jobs require. Recruiting firms remain a popular option for many employers. This is especially true for leadership roles and hard-to-fill specialist roles. However, this is typically the most expensive channel available. Virtual social networks are the newest channel to emerge, and as with all new channels, there is a mix of excitement and trepidation. This option seems to have great potential for companies that figure out how to do it right. Talent pool segmentation allows marketers to develop strategies that are targeted to specific customer or market subgroups or segments in the hope of maximizing that group's interest in their product or service. In talent segmentation, think like a product manager. Whom do I want to buy this product for my organization? Where are they and how do I get to them? How do I get this specific population interested in coming to work for my organization? Talent segments do not necessarily have clear definitions, but are mostly reflective of the core competencies or attributes you want to present in your organization. It may be that your focused talent segment is women or technologists or bioethics. Segmenting your needs and focusing your efforts on channels that reach each segment is a fruitful approach. Measuring the effectiveness of attraction and recruitment efforts is important to continuously improving performance. Number of job requisitions, applicants per requisition, time to fill a vacancy, and selection ratios are all tactical metrics. They are typical metrics that will tell you how you have done in the past and what is important to know. Tactical measures help you fine-tune processes, evaluate people, maintain current applicant flow, and make on-the-spot adjustments. They are the primary components of your performance scorecard, or set of indicators that tell you how you are doing at any point in time, or across multiple points in time, such as hiring peaks and valleys. Strategic metrics, on the other hand, are less common and often harder to collect. These metrics provide a glimpse into what the future might hold. For example, workforce demographics, attrition, seasonality, or job growth. And these are typically found in external databases or publications. Creating a performance scorecard is a valuable activity. Getting into the habit of collecting and reporting data on a scorecard ensures that talent acquisition is front and center in your organization and provides an efficient way to keep talent acquisition at the top of the agenda for your executives. When an organization is just starting out on the metrics path, benchmarking with established and respected search firms can be a good source of ideas for the composition of the scorecard. Diversity of users, dynamics of usage, and increased importance of the non-functional requirements are the challenges in acquisition process. Stakeholders who define the business needs for a new application or component can represent an equally complex range of organizational needs. They can be organizationally distributed and diverse, with conflicting, complex, and incomplete requirements. Today's systems must support a dynamic operating environment that is driven by evolving business goals and organizational needs. The multiplicity of factors generates diverse requirements and frequently leads to inherently conflicting ones. An increasing number of essential business requirements, such as those associated with business continuity or with rapidly changing work processes, depend on system quality attributes such as availability, reliability, maintainability, and security. Acquirers must clearly identify and describe mission and business needs and both functional and non-functional requirements to prospective suppliers. There are four primary action steps that you should consider when the competition for attracting and retaining talent once again becomes intense for your organization. These are: flexible alternative method is now required, improved candidate experience, redesign onboarding, and learn how to counter negative employer branding messages. The final group of emerging talent acquisition trends comprises the development of new and exciting recruiting tools that render some traditional tools virtually obsolete. There are 5 key action steps related to emerging recruiting tools and approaches. They are: adopt a direct sourcing strategy, social media, boomerang rehires, shift away from active tools and use the mobile platform. Now let us check if you have understood the various concepts discussed in this lesson clearly. An important element in making great talent choices is having lots of talent from which to choose. Right or wrong? Right. A buy strategy is one in which an organization decides that the needed talent exists outside the organization and must be acquired to realize the business strategy. Right or wrong? Right. Number of job requisitions, applicants per requisition, time to fill a vacancy, and selection ratios are all strategic metrics. Right or wrong? Wrong. Before we end, let us briefly revise what we have studied so far. A buy strategy is one in which an organization decides that the needed talent exists outside the organization and must be acquired to realize the business strategy. A build strategy will create a sense among employees that they are entitled to promotions even if they are not the most qualified candidates. A borrow strategy is one in which an organization determines that the talent gaps must be filled quickly, but the duration of the need may be short-term or unknown. The decision to bind people to the organization should be accompanied by a clear plan for building new talent and honoring the retention agreements. Recruiting firms remain a popular option for many employers. Talent pool segmentation allows marketers to develop strategies that are targeted to specific customer or market subgroups or segments in the hope of maximizing that group's interest in their product or service. Measuring the effectiveness of attraction and recruitment efforts is important to continuously improving performance. Acquirers must clearly identify and describe mission and business needs and both functional and non-functional requirements to prospective suppliers.